Welcome everyone, I'm Lance Parvin, and with me today, Beth Schwartz, as our weekly update with Elevate Magazine. Thank you for coming in. How are you?
Of course, good.
Beautiful day here in Vegas. So what's new? What's going on with you? What's new? What's new in the community?
Well, tomorrow night, Las Vegas Medical Marijuana Association is having a mixer and Congresswoman Dina Titus is going to speak.
Okay.
And she's going to speak about what she's done for veterans and safe access and trying to get the VA a little more comfortable with cannabis.
Okay.
So she's really trying to do a lot there.
And that's going to be October 15th, Thursday?
Thursday at the Las Vegas Country Club, 5:30.
Very nice.
Yes, so that's kind of a big deal.
That.
Yeah, I know.
That is kind of a big deal.
Right?
A little bit.
Yeah. So I think that's fascinating. I'm trying to think what else. Reno Gazette just came out against question 2, which is our ballot question to legalize adult use marijuana. So the RJ had come out against it, and now Reno Gazette has come out against it. But it was very close, evidently, on the editorial board.
Why do you think, just your own opinion, why do you think some of these, are kind of weighing against it?
Well, they're saying, this is not my opinion, they're saying that there's not enough science to back it up, which, to me, that's kind of lame.
20,000 studies, I mean, that really isn't enough.
Right. So that's what they're saying. I just think Reno is very conservative, very Republican. Maybe that has a lot to do with the vote going no on it.
Everyone's entitled to their opinion, I understand.
Right.
I mean, it's an interesting thing. It's going to be, I'm not actually sure which way it's going to go. I mean, I think.
Well, right now we're at 53%. Mm-hmm. So it's not like a given at all. And a lot of people think Nevada would be easy to slip right through. I'm afraid not, my friends. It's at 53%. And what's more interesting is the next time it could possibly be on the ballot is 2020. So if it doesn't pass on November 8th, we have to wait till November of 2020.
I'm sure a lot of dispensary owners would not be happy. I mean, certain ones might. It's going to be depending on where they stand with this.
Right.
But I think what most people are saying is they'll view it as a collapsing because they got into the market for the recreational market. That's really the key thing of why they saw kind of stuff skyrocket.
But I talk to a lot of people when I'm out at these events, and they're like, well, if it doesn't pass, it's okay. We'll just do it next year or next time. And I'm like, well, next time's 2020. And then they just get this, sort of go white, and they get this look on their face, and they're like, 2020? I'm like,
it was a yearly vote.
No, not a yearly vote.
That's funny.
No, and even if you want to get on 2018, which you could, they'd have to be circulating the signatures now. Because those signatures have to be approved by legislature next year in 2017. So, and we have obviously done none of that.
Yeah.
So 2020 is our next shot.
Wow. See, my opinion, I say the country just legalizes it. This way it doesn't become a state-by-state issue. I mean, it's only been proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that it's actually medicinal, not necessarily a Schedule I narcotic, even though that's how it's classified. But that would solve most people's problems. What else do we have?
So let me think what else. We're up to 23,000 patients now.
Wow, all right. That's growing. I remember it was only 5,000.
I remember when we started Elevate, when we started the magazine, it was April of 2015, and we had about 6,000.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're making huge strides. We're at 23, so that's like,
And what do you attribute this to? I mean, just education, because I know that there's more information that's getting out there about the positive use of cannabis when it can be, I think a lot of the preconceived notions are starting to disappear because people are now not just seeing something on television, but they're talking to people they know.
I was going to say, it's a lot of chatting with family and neighbors and friends who are using it for, Alzheimer's or migraines or arthritis, and they're finding, that if your neighbor says it's okay, or your friend or a trusted person in your life says it's working for them, then you're more apt to try it. In fact, that's why there's been such a huge spike in senior use. Obviously, seniors are the best candidates for cannabis because they have the most ailments and conditions and diseases. So they're, have a lot more reasons to use it. And so we're finding the seniors, though, they rely on, the loved ones in their lives or people they respect and trust to get their medical guidance. And
I think that's good. I mean, I know when I've talked to people, it's great because really all you need, one case study. I always ask people, and they're like, I need clinicals. I go, no, you don't. I go, if you get better from something, 50,000 doctors could tell you it doesn't work, and you go like, what does that have to do with me? I'm better.
Exactly.
I bet that'll change someone's mindset right away. So I think word of mouth is the most important thing, because you talk to a family member and they're like, wait a minute, weren't you sick with this, and what happened? Well, I was using it, and all of a sudden it's like, well, what can it do for me?
Exactly.
And that and it grows exponentially. It grows, expands very, very quickly.
Right.
Oh, interesting. What else we got?
Yeah. Let me think. So, the first hemp was harvested. It's being harvested this week in Nevada.
Really?
Yes, isn't that exciting?
That is exciting. I'm
Hemp
not being harvested here.
Yeah. In 2014, Obama signed a farm bill that we could start growing and harvesting hemp, and so our first crop is being harvested this week. So that's exciting.
That's
Because
great.
a lot of CBD products will come from that hemp,
Yes.
which, as you know, is has so many healing properties.
They're beneficial. I think the good thing is because a lot of times people don't realize that most of the hemp over time, it actually come from China. It was imported. It wasn't from here. So
Correct.
again, when people look at much like our food, you really only have to list the final packaging stuff. The other stuff that happens in other places doesn't really have to be listed. So I think it's important when people can say, wait, it's locally sourced. I mean, that's great.
Right.
That's great stuff.
And remember, CBD is legal in all 50 states.
It sure is, and is absolutely legal.
Exactly. That's what I use all CBD topicals on my face. That's
It
why I
sure-
have such
glowing,
a
glowing look.
complexion.
Outside of that, are there any events coming up in the next week or so?
Okay, so Elevate is sponsoring some senior seminars to
Okay.
educate on cannabis. And so we have two, it's in Sun City, Summerlin, one on October 14th and one on October 25th. And then we have a third one on October 19th at the Veterans Transition Resource Center, which is here.
We're here. It's
Yeah.
Aliante. Come on out to
Exactly.
Aliante. It's a great place.
So these are great seminars where you can learn the basics, the 101 of marijuana.
Good.
For
And I
those who don't
think
know.
that's what needs to happen, is that people, as you start learning information, you can start pushing past the other stuff that you've been told that might not necessarily be correct. And as always, where can they pick up the magazine?
Oh, of course. So I have the current issue. It's the October issue. And we are at Smith's, Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf, Jamba Juice. And we're actually in 1,700 doctors' offices.
What? The doctors are home? Oh boy, look at this. And look,
We are
I mean,
in
the
the
cover
doctor's
matches the
office.
flag. Look at
Yeah.
it. That was planned.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Thank you, Beth. For
Of
coming by.
course.
It's always a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you guys for joining us. We'll be here next week to help you, keep you informed with our update with Elevate section. I'm Lance Parvin. We'll see you next time.